On a bright morning in Arendelle, the sun rose, spreading golden reflections over the fresh snow that covered the entire kingdom, creating a gentle glow that looked like a living painting. Olaf woke up with his usual contagious enthusiasm, watching the tiny iced crystals dancing in the air as the light breeze moved through the castle courtyards. He felt in his chest a great desire to experience a new adventure, something that could surprise even those who had already seen Elsa's magic up close. With his heart full of joy and a curiosity that seemed to grow faster than his own carrot nose, Olaf hopped across the snow while humming, leaving small round marks that drew a playful path behind him. While he walked through the forest near the castle, Olaf noticed something different that morning. A trail of shimmering snowflakes that did not melt under the sunlight and shone with a soft blue glow as if they were living gemstones. They formed a path that twisted through the forest, weaving between tall trees covered with crystal snow. Fascinated, Olaf decided to follow the snowflakes, imagining it might be a gift from Elsa or a surprise created by the children of Arendelle. With each step, the flakes glowed brighter, guiding him beyond the places he usually explored. And with each new sparkle, Olaf's imagination filled with enchanting possibilities, wondering what he might find at the end of that magical trail. After walking for quite some time, Olaf began to feel the air grow colder and more fragrant, as if he were being wrapped in a soft and comforting layer of magic. The trees started to change shape, transforming into natural sculptures made entirely of giant snowflakes that rearranged themselves in the air like floating, dancing particles before settling again on the trunks. There were arches, towers, and spirals that looked as if invisible hands had built them, all made of flakes so light they seemed to float and so strong they seemed eternal. Olaf smiled so widely that his little pebble teeth almost sparkled, for he knew he was standing before something truly magnificent. Soon he saw, in the distance, a huge structure that looked like a castle, but unlike anything he had ever seen. Instead of being made of solid ice like Elsa's palace, this entire castle was formed by stacked, reinforced, molded and enchanted snowflakes that would never melt. The flakes came in different shapes and sizes, some hexagonal, others delicately pointed, some large as shields and others tiny as shining dust. They moved subtly, almost as if breathing. Olaf approached in awe, observing every detail with wide eyes, almost forgetting to blink. There, before him, stood an entire kingdom made of magical snowflakes, shining in soft tones of blue and pure white. When he entered through the gates formed by layers of snowflakes that opened like petals, Olaf discovered that the inside of the kingdom was even more impressive. There were small houses made of compacted flakes, bridges formed by rows of suspended crystals, and gardens where trees made of living snow stretched branches that changed shape as the wind passed. Snowflake soldiers walked back and forth, performing their tasks with steps so light they made no sound. And little creatures that looked like snow bunnies hopped between the buildings, leaving sparkling trails behind them. Olaf was delighted by their cuteness and ran to follow them, laughing as the bunnies hopped in circles as if welcoming him with joy. In the center of the kingdom there was a large plaza where a fountain made entirely of spinning flake formations launched snow streams into the air that turned into figures for a brief moment before dissolving again. The effect looked like a show of dancing lights, illuminating the whole place with a soft and enchanting glow. When Olaf approached the fountain, it reacted by projecting flakes that slowly joined to form the figure of a small snow queen with a shimmering cloak and a delicate crystal crown. The figure bowed to Olaf as if greeting him, and he placed his hands on his face in pure astonishment, for he never imagined being welcomed as a special guest in such an extraordinary place. The little snow queen began to move, guiding Olaf to a kind of royal hall where huge walls made of aligned flakes projected reflections of scenes that appeared to be memories of the magical kingdom itself. There were images of flakes being born in the air, of creatures forming from snow, and of buildings coming to life through the natural magic that filled every corner. It was as if the kingdom were alive and telling its story through those glowing reflections. Olaf watched everything attentively, absorbing each color, each movement, and each detail, feeling as though he were discovering an ancient and precious secret hidden within the heart of the snow. The Snow Queen then showed Olaf how the kingdom needed to remain hidden, protected from intense sunlight to avoid melting. She revealed through images that the kingdom was created from a rare kind of natural magic that appeared only when the world's snow was in perfect harmony with the climate and the wind, something that happened only on very special days. Olaf, understanding how delicate that magical glow was, felt a deep affection for the kingdom, and silently promised to keep it secret to ensure it would continue existing as a protected and enchanted refuge. After exploring many corners of the kingdom and playing with different snow creatures, Olaf was finally invited by the Snow Queen to say goodbye. As the wind was changing and the flakes were beginning to retreat, signaling that the kingdom would soon go into its resting state, he thanked for every moment spent there, feeling his heart warm despite being made of snow. As he exited through the gates, the glowing trail of flakes began to fade slowly, as if keeping the adventures secret only for him. Olaf walked back to Arendelle with a huge smile, carrying in his heart the unforgettable memory of the magical kingdom that let him dream even higher. And when he arrived back at the castle, Olaf ran to tell Elsa and Anna everything he had experienced, describing the glowing flakes, the shining queen, the living castle, and the hopping snow bunnies. They listened with affection, smiling at the excitement of the little snowman, and happy to know he had found yet another piece of magic in the world. Elsa, moved by the story, looked toward the white horizon and felt that the snow held far more secrets than she had ever imagined. Arendelle filled with joy that afternoon, as everyone realized that true magic lives in the most unexpected places and the purest hearts. Like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and watch the next Enchanted adventure, Frozen Adventure with Anna and Elsa, Enchanted Kids Story.